his ley line, he has to have Alexander loses the option of having those 4 Lilianas.
Right.
Engineered explosive still works, but
Brenton gonna shock himself and play a Boggle on 1.
I should also mention Brenton can rebuild after EE and sometimes after Liliana.
Yeah.
So this matchup is pretty cleanly in Bogles' favor.
Chooses to go with Spirit Dancer first before playing his enchantments out. That seems fine, although that'll likely eat a removal spell here.
Yeah. For what it's worth, playing out your creatures is exactly what protects you against Liliana, and he's very aware that Alexander is on Abzan. He always has been. Comes to the store basically every week.
Inquisition's a decent draw. Okay.
Cast down.
Doesn't have a 1-mana removal spell, so he's gotta burn both his mana on getting rid of that.
Which means this should be time for Brenton to load up.
Yeah.
Obviously, he has to think, oh, geez, there could be, a Liliana here, but otherwise he's golden. What is that second one on the left? Is that a Griff Spoon?
Yeah.
Okay, so he beats in for, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, so does he have the Liliana on 3? It looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to lose his guy. Now, remind me again, does Totem Armor trigger off of Sacrifice? I don't believe so. Yeah. No. I'm pretty sure it says Destroyed, actually.
Yeah.
Which means...
He does have a backup creature, though.
Yeah, and now he's probably going to run away with this game, unless Alexander has a backup Liliana.
I just saw his hand. He has, I believe, 2 Daybreak Coronet and a Curious Obsession.
Curious Obsession...
None of those cards have a text box right now.
Yeah. Curious Obsession... Pretty spicy addition to Bogles. I've seen Bogles' deck starting to pick it up. It's a little hard because traditionally the deck has been just green-white. So, doesn't always cast. Or not always castable, but when it is, absolutely stellar card for this deck.
Yeah. Gives you a card advantage engine other than Spirit Dancer.
Yeah, normally that's the issue with this deck. This looking pretty over.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what Alex does after he finds Liliana, as long as he doesn't lose it.
He chooses not to take up Liliana here, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Finds an Ethereal Armor. He's got...
that grants first strike, so he's actually going to take out Liliana here, unless Alexander wants to block... Oh, backup Liliana.
Oh, okay.
That's the plan here. Suddenly, it all makes sense.
Yeah, that would be a reason to not...
Is that an Inquisition? I don't... Yeah, no, he's gonna get away with... Oh? Interesting. He doesn't care anymore. He's got a Goyf in hand. I think that's what he's going to go for. And if that's what he plays out, that thing blocks that Bogle for a while.
Yeah. And he just gets to hold the Liliana here until it gets out of hand.
Yeah. And that will put Brenton very far behind on cards. Likely not enough to... Or likely so far behind he can't recover. Real quick, chat. Who plays Control? That was a while ago during the break. Like, some less regular players come through and play Control, but the only, regular player we have who plays Control here is Frumpkin. Everyone else might as well head home now. He doesn't take it down every week. He certainly prizes almost every week.
Yeah, he's just forced to play this Coronet out and pass.
Inquisition.
Take Stubborn Denial in his deck. What?
I see. So he's trying to have blue.
He's trying to he's fairly deep in blue if he's playing 2 1-mana blue spells.
Yeah, this is actually Bant Bogles.
He just had to block. No, okay, he's just done. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that looks kind of rough. Should get a lot better after board.
A lot better? Yeah, I mean, ley lines are considerably better.
Well, Alexander doesn't have leyline answers because as far as I know, he doesn't play Assassin's Trophy, so he has only Maelstrom Pulse.
Yeah, that's true.
And without Liliana, he wouldn't have won that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Problem is, you don't always have leyline. And this is not going... Leyline doesn't win the game on its own here. So he can't aggressively mulligan to it.
Yeah, he's got to have leyline plus at least something else to do.
Yeah, he can't mulligan past 5 for a leyline. And at that point, I think that the chances of you getting a leyline are something like 40, 35%. It's not even 50%. So your chances of getting leyline are actually kind of low.
Yeah.
Brenton, honestly, probably not bringing in anything else. Maybe at one path.
Rest in Peace is also okay.
I don't think there's enough to take out in this matchup that you'd want that.
Yeah, probably not.
If he draws, lands the tap for blue, Stubborn Denial actually looks pretty decent. I don't think Alexander's bringing in anything other than maybe the backup Pulse.
Yeah. I can't see anything else coming in here.
Real question, is Nahiri better than Jace? I'm assuming you mean in Jeskai. Nahiri comes packed with a finisher, but you still have to put the finisher in your deck, which is awkward.
You have to put the finisher in your deck, and Nahiri doesn't, actually protect herself.
No.
Technically.
She has to take a hit before she can kill things.
Yeah.
So, Jace, generally quite a bit better because he actually just wins the game on his own also.
Also,
so you don't have to put finishers
his
in your
card
deck.
advantage mode is much better.
Yeah.
And while I guess technically Nahiri has card advantage by ticking up.
It's not advantage.
It's not. Yeah, it's not actual advantage. She does remove Blood Moon. Yeah.
That doesn't come up super often. Although, as someone who plays Panza, my go-to way to win against Jeskai is to Blood Moon them out of casting anything that isn't red. And I don't care about their red spells because everything's got more than 3 toughness. It's probably better in a different metagame than this. Although I can't imagine the metagame that it's better in.
And to be fair, I don't even think Jace is very good right now.
Yeah. It definitely ends the game faster.
That's true.
It ticks up twice.
Yeah, if
then
it's not interacted with, it does end the game faster.
Which is certainly a real. I think Nahiri is definitely a bit worse most of the time, but not so much of the time that it's not worth considering. The card is definitely still in the discussion.
It does seem reasonable against Phoenix decks. Being able to exile tapped Phoenix seems okay, but again, it's a 4-drop. It's basically a 4-drop removal spell at that point. So I don't know.
Hey, it's like a Lightning Helix that exiles for 4 mana.
Yeah.
Because it gains you the life when they have to kill it. Otherwise, it gets to do it again.
So Brenton here looking at a hand with creatures, enchantments, but I don't think there's a ley line in it.
Yeah, it's a perfectly keepable hand, but it's not a ley line hand, as far as I can tell.
And Alexander's got 2 Lilianas. I don't think he has 3 lands, though.
You keep that against this deck.
Yeah.
Especially since he has a blocker. Is that a 3rd Liliana?
Yeah, that's going to be hard to fight through. He might just decide to go all in here. Okay. Spirit Dancer is decent against Liliana. Check basically lets him check for a removal spell before the Liliana comes down. Thoughtseize is going to take his best enchantment.
Probably Spirit Mantle.
Yeah.
Although there is consideration to taking what is that card? I can't remember the name. Spectral.
Ethereal Armor?
Ethereal Armor. That's it. Yeah. There's thought to taking it because he currently. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say if he couldn't kill the Spirit Dancer, then there's thoughts to taking Ethereal Armor because then he can cantrip and like try to go off with 1 mana spells to draw like a bunch of cards. Now
he's in a really bad position.
Yeah, he's gonna put Ethereal Armor on that guy and lose it. Ooh. This game looks quite over already, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, he kind of needed
that hand. I thought it was pretty good. I missed just how many lands were in it.
Yeah, it was very reliant on Spirit and him untapping with Spirit Dancer.
I thought there were more lands. Oh, Alexander misses his 3rd land drop, so
yeah,
Brenton actually gets to.
He's also short green mana, so he can't cast the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, so he just has to sit here and take his lumps until he finds a land. But if Brenton commits too hard here, like, he's in trouble. I don't know what else is in his hand at this point. I think he's got to just keep taking damage.
Oh, he's at 8?
That's not correct.
I mean, that's his own set of dice.
I'm aware, but that's not correct. He's not at 8. He can't be at 8. He
did just fetch Shock to cast this Liliana.
He's fetch Shocked, that's 3. Thoughtseized, that's 2. And taken 2 hits.
So...
No, 3 hits, but 1 was 1. So 2, 4, 5. 3, 8 damage. Thoughtseize 10. Maybe it is right. I am currently missing 2 extra damage. Oh, did he shock that Godless Shrine in?
No. It could have been another attack that we missed.
Yeah. So 8 actually does sound right. Oops. And I thought I was okay.
Yeah.
Path to Exile. That's
Oh,
absolutely not what you wanted to do at all. You would so much rather have more creatures right now. He's in such a rough spot. Sure, Alexander's at 8 and he's losing the game, but he's gonna be losing up until the minute he wins.
Draws Curious Obsession. We watched the SCG Pastimes Regional. I heard a lot about it. I think I looked at the metagame breakdown, or not the metagame breakdown, the top 8. A lot of weird stuff in there.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing about that event was that like so many people were like crying about what's going on in the modern format, and then there was a regionals where the top 8 was like wacky stuff.
Yeah. I don't think that means the format doesn't have problems.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But it's very easy to show up with off-meta decks that just happen to have very high power level anyway. And just get people.
Yeah. Or show up with a deck that's like kind of out of nowhere but has good matchups against like a few decks you can expect to see.
Yeah.
And just like, yep, I saw the matchups I thought I would. I'm golden. Now Brenton dies the slow, painful death.
Yep.
Dying to Shambling Vent. Sad.
Sacrifices Windswept Teeth to remove 1 land from his deck. So he can't draw it next turn.
I don't know what he has to top deck. He has to top deck like 3 creatures in a row, followed by like... No, it has to be like 6 creatures in a row because he still has 2 more Lilianas in hand.
Yeah, no, he has no way to win this game at this point.
I believe in him. I believe he can do it.
He has to draw Cataclysm.
No.
Oh yeah, Cataclysm actually terrible.
Yeah.
He's got to draw. I don't even know. What card is that's castable right now with his mana can get him out of this?
It would be pretty good if he could chain Ancestral Recalls back to back. Actually, running Ancestrals would like be a pretty good start.
Yeah. An Ancestral into a Time Walk. Top deck another Ancestral.
Ancestral, find blue land, Time Walk.
Yeah.
Would be pretty decent. Then he's like solidly in this game, but as of right now, you know, when he's playing a format with none of those cards legal,
yeah,
I don't think he has a chance, to be honest. If I were him, I wouldn't exactly be playing this out. This is like far beyond gone. His deck doesn't want to draw 6 lands literally ever either.
He's got to be playing like what, less than 20 lands in this deck?
I'm pretty sure they're on like 18 lands normally.
Sounds about right. Yep. Plays a blocker.
He's done
Grim
it.
Flare has trample.
He's done it. He's done it.
Also, regardless of Grim Flare having trample, he is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throws 2 more Lilianas onto the table.
I think that was 3.
Well, that's extremely unlucky for Brenton.
Yeah, you know what was even more unlucky? Was the only time you ever want to draw more than 3 lands